Hi guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at pyramids of biomass. In order to draw a pyramid of biomass, we need to understand a food chain and what it shows us. You could be given a food chain that looks something like this in your exam, and you should know the different parts of that food chain and be able to turn it into a pyramid of biomass. This food chain here, which shows a dandelion being eaten by a rabbit, and the rabbit is being eaten by the fox, and you'll see that the arrow points towards what is eating what. So the rabbit eats the dandelion, that's why the arrow points to the rabbit. And the fox eats the rabbit, that's why the arrow is pointing to the fox. But each stage of this food chain has a specific name. We have at the start of every food chain a producer. And this is usually a plant, because plants produce their own food. They use the sunlight to convert the energy into chemical energy. So it's producing its own food. Whatever eats the producer is called your primary consumer. And whatever eats the primary consumer, we call the secondary consumer. These different stages of a food chain are called trophic levels. And what's important for you guys to know is that at each trophic level, or at each stage of this food chain, there is less energy and biomass. So there's less energy and biomass at this trophic level than there is at this trophic level. Actually, the producer has the most energy and biomass out of the whole food chain. But the word biomass just means the mass of living material. Now we can represent this food chain as a pyramid of biomass. We know that as you go along the food chain, the amount of biomass and energy decreases. That means that the dandelion would have the most amount of biomass. And this bar just represents the biomass of the dandelion. The rabbit will have slightly less biomass and energy than the dandelion, so its bar won't be as big or as wide. And the fox will have the least amount of energy and biomass, so the bar will be even smaller. The mass of living material is decreasing as we go up the trophic levels. Just to give you guys another example, we could have a pear tree. The pear tree is our producer, and the pear tree is eaten by aphids, and the aphids are eaten by ladybirds. So again, we have our producer, we have our primary consumer, and we have our secondary consumer. you could be asked to represent this food chain as a pyramid of biomass. Remember that the producer has the most amount of biomass, so that bar will be the longest. And this is our pear tree. What eats the pear tree is the aphids, and they've got less biomass and energy. And what eats the aphids are ladybirds, and they've got the least amount of biomass. So you can see that along the food chain, the amount of biomass and energy decreases. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay in touch for another video.